Hey guys, Nina here, welcoming you to another reading from the Ladies of Horror Picture Prompt Monthly Challenge, hosted by Elaine Pascal on her channel, The Godmother of Horror. If you'd like to read along or read previously published pieces, please visit spreadingthewritersword.com or ladiesofhorror.com. In the meanwhile, enjoy the reading.
Sky Demon by Alyson Faye. Every night Alwyn watched the skies, as his father before him, and his father's father. As a boy he'd been taught how to read the cloud patterns, the shifts in sun and shadow, the signals sent by the gods of the sky. Only the chosen can hear their voices, Alwyn's father told him. When the storms come, the rains will wash away our homes. The bolts of white light will strike down the unwary, blinding or smiting them dead. You, young Alwyn, will be our last defense. You must do as the sky gods command. Alwyn, all of 10 years old, hung his head. Even if they tell me to kill? His father frowned. The gods are all-knowing and righteous in their might. The years passed, and Alwyn grew tall and strong. He was now a hunter, a husband, a father, as well as the village's protector. The village flourished. The crops fed all, and the animals grew fat. The river ran flush with fish, and for years and years the skies were quiescent. Until the horn blared at dawn, a series of rapid, frantic notes dragging Alwyn and others from their hammocks and out of their huts. Though it was dawn, the sky wore the colors of dusk. Steely gray shadows swelled the clouds' bellies. A sickly orange glow ringed them. The air stank of fire and copper. A searing white light blazed through the clouds, and streaking through the sky seemed to come closer, ever closer. "It's heading towards the river," Arian the blacksmith shouted. Alwyn cried, "Gather the women and children in the great hall. Barricade the doors." He gathered his hunting party, and the men headed north to the river. The closer they got, the worse the stench of rotting meat and burning wood. A herd of cows lay on their sides in the fields, charred and blackened. The trees smoked, their leaves scorched away, and the river sizzled. Alwyn was the first to reach the shoreline. He gazed in amazement at what was resting in the water. Several pieces of shiny metal floated but smashed up, and in the midst of the debris, as if by magic, tiny fires burned. Most strange of all to his eyes was the creature who had burst from the wreckage. It was silver, glittering in the sun, and floating upon a raft the color of egg yolk. The hunter splashed into the shallows, pulling at the raft, dragging it and the creature to shore. Alwyn scanned the skies, turning the eye of his mind and the turning of his hearing inwards to hearken to the sky god's message. He knelt, he prayed, he wept, and he heard nothing. Only the whisper of the river, the frightened breaths of his men, and the wheezing gasps of the creature. It was in pain, injured, but it lifted a limb, pointing upwards, and uttered incomprehensible sounds. The men shrank away, turning terrified faces to Alwyn. He thought, "Help me, sky gods. Tell me what to do." He was their protector, and he knew that what he did next would define the rest of his life and also those of his children's. If he failed the village, his bloodline would be exterminated. It was the ruling. Only weak men showed fear and indecision. His father had beaten that into him. Alwyn stood up. "The gods have spoken to me. We can all see their anger in the skies." The men, terror-struck, nodded. "This stranger is a threat. He must die." Alwyn thrust his father's dagger into the creature's chest. Static burst from the silver suit's buttons. The creature's head dressing lit up, bleeping, and it screeched in its own tongue. But like any other villager when struck thus, it died. "Now the ritual can begin. Harvest it, and we will feast well tonight." Alwyn walked away, knowing he was safe, the protector and Violet. Alwyn sat by the fire, now 60 winters older, watching his many grandchildren play with sticks, clay toys, beads, and ropes. His family. He listened as they sang, Lulla, lulla, sleep thee well. Lulla, demon, you'll never dwell, not in our homes, nor in our hearts, for Alwayn chopped you up in parts. Lulla, lulla, sleep thee well. Alwayn smiled, licked his lips, and drank deep from the skull cup, rocking back and forth to the singing. Around his leathery neck and wrists, the strings of teeth, torn from the sky demon's mouth, clicked softly.